Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, let's just talk a little bit about heavyweight division. Oleksandr Usyk. Oleksandr Usyk has signed a big deal for what is it called? Skills Challenge Promotions, the Arabian guys. The guys who basically trying to put this tournament on with all four of the champions and, four of the top heavyweights with Anthony Joshua, Oleksandr Usyk, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, that tournament we've been all hearing about, which we're going to, somebody going to mess it up, but whatever. So he signed a big deal. And what's significant about this, even though you guys know I don't really care about what going on in the pockets. I watch this as a sport guy, so I care about their legacy. I care about undisputed, unification, stuff like that, championship matches. Who's going for that? I'm not into the face of boxing and the cash cow or the big fishes and all of that, because normally those are not the guys that are going for legacy because, hey, they don't have to. Right? We're earning money without having to go for hard fights, and then when they do that, they become coddled, and then they don't never have any hard fights. I'll try not to mention names in this video, but when we hear face of boxing, big fish, and pay-per-view cash cow and all of that, they probably won't have to have the hard fights, but other fighters are fighting for legacy. So, I kind of focus on those, and that's just only because of the sport of it, right? It's not about anybody, having anything against anybody. It's like, who's going for those legacy fights, the ones you could talk about, in the barbershop or wherever else, the cookout. Hey, man, look, man, this guy got 3 belts or whatever. Just like you talk about basketball, you talk about who got the rings, who won playoff games. It's the same thing. You don't talk about, hey, man, who make the most money, do you? I mean, I don't really care about that. So that's not the argument you have. So anyway, Oleksandr Usyk has proven that if you go for legacy, then you earn a lot of money eventually. And so he's got a huge contract. I don't know the numbers, but it's very huge, and it's more than Tyson Fury is what they basically make sure, to make sure that they mention that, because Tyson Fury was wanting 70% of the fight for undisputed and got in the way. Now Oleksandr Usyk is signed for a huge major deal with the Saudis, and whatever, that's good for that. Now, Oleksandr Usyk, when people, we talk legacy, Oleksandr Usyk is undisputed at the cruiserweight division. And a lot of times people try, because cruiserweight division is kind of notoriously not a good division, but they try to say that the cruiserweight division, when he became undisputed, was some kind of division that was weak. Because you can just say that, no one does their homework. I even disagree with one of my absolute favorite uploaders when it comes to boxing, when he says that, right? It's like, I agree with my man, 97% of the time. That, though, is a fallacy. That is a myth. Amariat Gassiev is not, there's not a lot of fighters better than that. Amarius Briedis, there's not a lot of fighters better than that. Marco Huck in Berlin is very, very decorated for the cruiserweight division in terms of title defenses. So Oleksandr Usyk went to Berlin to beat Marco Huck in his backyard. Marco Huck, do your research. A cruiserweight who gave Povetkin, when he was undefeated, all he can handle. Talking about a little robbery or at least a close fight, that was one. That Marco Huck. He had like one of the most title defenses in the cruiserweight history. I don't know, top 3 or something like that. And that's not just anybody, guys. Going to Latvia to beat Marius Briedis. Marius Briedis is still one of the best cruiserweights right now with Apatia from Australia somewhere, I think it is, right? He's one of the best. He was only beat by that guy and Oleksandr Usyk. Oleksandr Usyk did that. Marius Briedis is a great fighter. Amariat Gassiev, one of the hardest punchers cruiserweight has seen, right? He goes to Russia and beats that guy, right? Those are great cruiserweight and great fighters. I don't know what division we're talking about. But even before that, to beat Glowacki, who was undefeated. He went to Poland to beat him before that match. That's awesome. He was undefeated Glowacki in Poland. Now, Glowacki has lost a fight or two since then, but just this weekend went to some MMA and beat somebody in 1 round. That Glowacki, right? That's who he beat before, when he was undefeated, right? Michael Hunter, who was one of the best heavyweights. He was cruiserweight undefeated. He's beat Michael Hunter, right? Already in America, right? Undefeated Michael Hunter at the time. He beat him already. Now, Michael Hunter is somebody who beat Bacoli. Stop Bacoli. And Bacoli is one of the guys who everybody's saying is one of the most dangerous heavyweights right now because he's 6'6", about 260 as well. And he's already beat by little old Michael Hunter already and stopped. Okay? Michael Hunter has also beat Povetkin but only got a draw. You see what I'm saying? But Michael Hunter's somebody a lot of people ain't trying to fight. Trust me. He's beat him. He's got wins over Tony Bellew. And Bellew was coming off of 2 wins over David Haye. So he's in good form. He went and did that in England. We know he went up in weight, duped everybody, meant to think he wasn't good in the heavyweight by having a close fight with Willie Spoon, having a close fight with Chisora, but then beating Anthony Joshua in England too, right? Then goes to beat him in Saudi Arabia as well. That's legacy, guys, right? And these guys, if someone says his resume is not good, then whose is better, right? Because a lot of times we do this, especially Americans. We don't know these guys. If you don't know Maurice Brightus, or Mari Gassiev, or Marco Huck, that's up to you. That's your problem. Just because you don't know the dudes who train these guys are good fighters. And that's the cruiserweight was not an easy division because that was a top 6 tournament. The WBSS tournament, and the top 8 went there. And all of the fighters in there, the ones I ain't mentioned that was on the other side, Adorticus was there. Adorticus is still awesome. Vladicek. Man, Vladicek is about 56-4. And then you had a guy, I can't remember his name, but his record, you know his record was 28-1 with 28 knockouts. That's who else was there. It was a ridiculous group of guys fighting there. So, no. When you're talking about Oleksandr Usyk's resume is not only good, it's impeccable, right? And so, yes, he deserves to go get that bag over there in Saudi Arabia, and he'll sit there and wait for who he gonna fight. Another thing he said too, let you know, yes, he thinks that Deontay Wilder is a damn hard fight. For us who thinks that, you know, he's kind of has reservations about fighting Deontay Wilder, yeah, he admits it. Deontay Wilder is a harder fight for him than Tyson Fury, in his opinion. Yeah, and that's the kind of dude he is. He ain't trying to act like, oh, you know, it's not like that. Yeah. I got reservations about fighting Deontay Wilder because I'm real. And I ain't going to lie like I don't see people getting knocked out and flatlined on the damn ground. That's not in his DNA. The dude is real, bro. And I'll tell you whatever. He's going to fight Deontay Wilder, but he ain't in a rush to do it. And neither are we. Are we in a rush to get concussed? Neither is he. But now he got his bag, and I'm happy for him because he did it the right way. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm out of here, y'all.